How's it going, everybody? I'm just getting everything set up here. We're about to go live on Instagram. I have to hit this first. Yeah, I finally found out what was going on with the whole Instagram thing. Apparently, with StreamYard and going live on that platform, Instagram actually makes the live shut down after an hour. So that's why we kept on losing Instagram. We only have an hour for them. So I think that's what we're going to do from now on is try to keep it around an hour. For our podcast, if we have like a special one where we have a lot of evidence or have a guest star or something like that, we can always prolong it. But how's everybody doing tonight? We got Marianne already in here.
Yeah,
I got to get things up on TikTok as well right now. So, Evan, if you want to take over and say hi to everybody.
yeah. All right, y'all. What's up? Um, Jack and I've been busy editing. We're in episode 6 now, and we're gonna go into episode 7. It just keeps on and on.
Mhm.
The last time that we're talking about is the town of Oxbow. Is Let's gonna kind of reset the bar here for the people just listening. Jack and I have got together and are doing ghost hunting now. Jack's a live TikTok guy and I'm TV guy from Expedition Unknown, this Destination Truth fans. And now we're together and doing stuff, and it's awesome. First project we did was in the town of Oxbow, and it's a cursed town. It really is. It's crazy. It has a lot of history.
It
And
is.
Napoleon Bonaparte's niece actually lived there in the 1800s, and she was actually a part of the Underground Railway Railroad, helping slaves to Canada. It's the last stop before freedom. A lot of stress, and her house was the place where they went before they went in an underground, in the basement to a tunnel to the river. Right. So these are all things we discovered, and we did a full-on investigation in the basement, which was really insane. I mean, just crazy. And then the owner of the house now is so kind to us. She let us up into. She said that her granddaughter was scared to come there, and we asked if she can come, and she did, and we went up there and did it up with her. We reenacted stuff. We actually shut the lights. We left her alone there to do some EVPs, and what we didn't know was when I was in the edit room, there's a lot of stuff that was coming out of that EVP session. Um, and what was it was actually the spirit box, right? I think, and it was really cool. And afterwards, she wanted to join the hunt, and we went to the graveyard with her and did a whole thing. And that's the next episode, really. So it's cool. Like this is a show with just Jack and I. We're just filming ourselves. There's no one else, and that has a lot of issues too. There's a reason why there's a crew, but we're getting a lot of stuff because there's no one else but us. We slip in, we just start filming. There's no loud noises and stuff. And I don't know if y'all know, I work on Expedition Unknown, and it's not a big crew really, but as far as what y'all might think, is a lot of people, like 6. So it's just Jack and I out there, and it's super fun. We getting lots of activity all the time. I mean, just right off the boat, just right off the plane, I was just bam, bam, bam. Um, and so that is on SVC Explorers of the Unknown YouTube page. You guys can see episodes 1 through 6. Um, and then the after shows are great too. There's a lot of evidence. One of the main things we are going to focus on today is the bridge. It's a hot spot. We keep coming back to it and getting results. This is the bridge that is a story of a lady in white. And she supposedly haunts this bridge. And that's why I came out to see Jack. It turns out that the lady in white is Caroline Bonaparte, right? How cool is
Mhm.
that, right? So we did find that out. And that discovery came through different ways. It came through some research, but also it came through the paranormal investigations that we did. And I think that's what's cool about this is that, like, we're doing show on history, but then there's little spots that are missing in history because like it's not written or there's not nothing there, so we have nothing to go by, and that's where we come
Yeah.
in with the paranormal stuff, and we try to fill in those gaps. And what we found out is it's really incredibly it was like she was leading us each
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. It was like a trail of breadcrumbs. I mean,
It was really cool, and it was something that like and it led us to that she is the lady in white. Okay, it was just like an oh my god moment. And even the woman with us who is the caretaker of the museum, she called it. She's like, "It's the girl." I was like, "What?" And so now that bridge and Jack, so that was incredible.
yeah.
And so the
Here,
now
I'm gonna
Jack,
go turn up my lights real quick just
yeah,
because people are saying that,
put me on his full screen then, yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah, let me get you up there. Let me see. How do I
so I'm back. All right, it's just me now, guys. Let's talk about it. So no, it's this bridge in Oxbow, not in Oxbow, it's close to it, is the most paranormal place I've ever been, hands down. And I've been to Chernobyl, I've been to the island of the dolls, I've been to um bottom of uh tombs in Egypt that the bodies are stacked, bones, there's tons like woo, right? This place we got real evidence this time, video evidence of a full body apparition, and so that's something I think the viewers and all we should talk about this.
yeah.
And another part of our show today, we're going to be talking about my favorite topic is jellyfish aliens. Hmm.
Yeah. I
Everyone
mean,
knows that. Yep.
that's how me and Evan met, honestly, was, capturing something just cannot be explained except for the way you just put it. I mean, it's what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah. So I'm I was a believer. I don't know, forever. It seems like that. UFOs aren't from another place. They're right with us the whole time. They're not UFOs. They're part of our fabric of living. They're in another dimension, and they're not, grays or lizard people. To me,
Got a
they're.
lot of questions coming in too. I gotta keep an eye on the chat, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but we've
Mhm.
had 3 questions. Guys, also, as Evan's telling these stories and stuff, if I don't get right to your questions, I want to let you know we are going to have the last 20 minutes. So at 7:40, we're only going for an hour tonight, but for the last 20 minutes at 7:40, we're going to have our Skype number up where you guys can call in and give questions. But I'm going to answer these quick couple questions, Evan, and then we'll get back into that
Yeah,
topic.
let's do it.
I just want to say hi to everybody. Hey, Marianne, Daphne, Sheila. We got Kenshaw, Andrea, Ann. Um, how's everyone going? So Kenshaw asked, Jax, what's the house in Messina on the road behind the mall that's reputed? Oh, I know which one. There's
So
a
you
house in
buy the good
Messina.
weed, right? No.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I've heard stories. I can't remember what the name of the house is. Actually, my cousin lives back there. Do you ever worry about something following you home? I mean, yeah, there's that possibility of something like that happening. When you go out and you open a line of communication, you have to make sure you close it. Otherwise, they're gonna be like inept to want to follow you. You're communicating with them, so it's kind of that way. And then Daphne, Jack, when are we going to hear more about the Bloody Branch? Are you still saving that for future episodes? So
Haha.
Daphne, the Bloody Branch, the first episode, episode 0, is up on YouTube, but episode half is what we're calling it, is actually going to be only for our Patreon subscribers. So if you guys want to check that out, it will be posted to Patreon this month. You have to go over and subscribe. It's $3.99 a month. That's kind of the perks that you get with our Patreon subscriptions is you get behind the scenes and extra little footage for certain episodes. But back into what you were saying, Evan, go right ahead with the jellyfish and the UFOs and how they were here. You know,
Yeah, I mean, it's outrageous, right? People always they laugh at me, They're like, "Oh, yeah, it's a meme actually." But it's true, and we have evidence to prove it. Crazy enough. It just keeps coming up, and I do this AI. I take. I'm kind of an expert at kind of AI as it deals with the paranormal, cleaning up photos, getting into the shadows. Nothing. I'm not creating anything extra, and there's just been so much stuff coming. Something in the sky. Just recently, something was sent to us. Jackie, you sent it to me actually. And I said, "What's this in the sky? They're little dots." Well, I zoomed in, and it was the triangle UFO. I mean, that's it.
Yep.
So,
That's what I mean.
so
Here's
good.
a picture. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this is the picture that I first sent Evan. I was out at the cemetery up in Richville, New York, where my fiance is from, and we were just taking pictures of the sunset. It was a beautiful place, right overlooking the forest and everything. And in the photo, I realized that we caught something. Now, at first, I was like, is that a bird? Is that a moth? But then I realized we're getting gusts that are over 20, 30 miles per hour. And it was pretty cold out that day. Birds and moths would have been, basically not flying around or dead. And birds, usually when it's windy like that, they like to stay in their trees. And then I sent this picture to Evan, and with the power of AI, he started, taking. Actually, Evan, I'll let you explain that as I
Yeah.
scroll
Do you
across.
have the original picture before that? Yeah, that
So,
one. Okay, so
yep.
Jack, hey guys, let's get into this a little bit. Jack sent me this photo. He says it's weird I can't see the sun. I see it. It's like the sun's blocked, right? By maybe they call it a
Right here.
moon dog or the sun dog, or there might be a phenomenon with it just stopped raining. There might be some refraction there. But as I looked there, I said, wait, there's something else here. And in the right hand side, very tiny, you can see it right there on the bottom, well, mid right about there. There was something there. It caught my interest. And I was like, okay, let's check this out. And I started to, look at these. And it was, look at this. And right away, I was like, well, what's that? Right? I don't have this isn't a thermal camera. This is just
Mhm.
a photo, right? And so I started doing my thing. I started to enhance it, clean it up, get rid of the grain, enhance it, clean it up, bring in the grain. And I started to see, go back one, Jack.
Yep.
You see, now we're looking at a displacement of air around it and from underneath and above. You can almost imagine this air shooting out and flying up. It's for everyone to see, right? I mean, I'd like an explanation. So let's keep going a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, this is what got me. It's like something's shooting air out, and I started. It looks like uh, this kind of creature, these kind of things I'm talking about. I
These
think
jellyfish style UFO, small, either.
they're not. They're when I say jellyfish, I mean organic
Yeah,
creatures.
organic yes. From all, do you think it's a UFO or do you think it's an alternate dimension entity that's
No,
shifting
it's not.
over?
I mean, truth be told, it could be a UFO, just like Aliens, the movie Alien. The ship is
Mhm.
made out of organic
Yep.
or skinned with organic because a lot of good reasons why, right? It'll keep you warm inside. It'll protect. I mean, just so many good reasons. Especially if you find a space creature that is adapter out there, and then somehow you do that. It's
Mhm.
just bizarre, right?
Yeah, it's
Um,
yeah.
so that's a big one for me. This is huge. You know, what could it be? Is there any more pictures you got there?
Oh yeah, I'm scrolling across. I'm just giving each picture a time
Yeah,
so people can take a look at it and see,
yeah,
where we came from to where we got to.
yeah.
And we also need to talk to them about what happened in Oxbow at that cemetery. Do you remember we were going to do the podcast, then the week went on, and I think I ended up getting sick or something, and we never went back and showed you what Evan has captured while we were in Oxbow. So after we're done doing this, we're going to talk about that because that everybody has been asking me about that as well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, look at this. Like you just circled these areas. I mean, down here, that almost looks like a freaking face. It's so weird. You can see
Right.
like the nose and then you have this thing over here,
Well,
and
no,
then
that's just the
what's
air.
this?
That's it. Looks like this is what I marked was the air displacing. And see how
Okay, gotcha.
it's just shooting up. It's all part of this a jet, some sort of propulsion set
Mhm.
something there. Yeah. And then I have a few more things that people sent me that I think if you have there's some other squiggly things in the air. Let me look
Okay,
at
yeah,
this. Oh yeah, keep on this one for a second.
I mean,
So
look at that.
so then I went into a thermal type of thing and I said, well, where's the heat coming from? And I changed some settings and there it is, right? It's
Yeah.
living. It's taking the important parts of the body and heating them up first, which would be the chest area, just like humans, and the extremities, are not so
Mhm.
much. It kind of blood stays with like where the heart is. Um, reminds me of, I don't know if y'all into that new Star Trek. The one they ran their hyperdrive off of I guess it was they call it one of those bears. It's like micro bears. What do they call it? Tetracine, something
Mhm.
like that. That
I just went over and checked our Instagram too, and there's a message there. It says, "The lady in white in Oxbow, guys, you should go check out Bigfoot on Mount Allen Trail in the Adirondacks."
well, is a Bigfoot there. Jeez, I mean,
I mean, Adirondacks, you got 1,000,000 acres.
so good. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's crazy.
I mean, it's different when you're going paranormal investigating, but when you're going cryptid investigating and there's a possibility for a physical entity, like a
Yeah.
physical
Then what?
thing. I mean, that's the biggest question that you always get asked, like, "What happens when you find him?" Well, and you always say he's gonna be around the tree wiping his ass with a pine cone.
And you're like, hi, and then it's like,
Just
raw.
like,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Yeah,
come
but
on.
let me bring this down, and I'll find the other photos that you're talking about real quick while you're, chatting with them.
Yeah. So, this is something that this is crazy. I've caught some photos as well from my world. Um, I mean, this is the biggest. I think there's a lot of things I think, but I think the scientists or whatever, this is something that is unexplained. I think the
Mhm,
UFO, the metal object, the disc, this and that. I think personally, I'm a believer that that was the government throwing it to the public so they can kind of redirect for their military stuff that they were doing. I did a big
mhm,
piece with Josh Gates and Expedition Unknown. We went to Area 51 area. We saw the original negatives of the suits looking at the thing. It looked like a balloon at that point. They're like, no, it's actually a lot of things didn't add up. And then I one of the experts was like, yeah, think about it. If you had the top secret experiments and it got found out and they think it's aliens, just go with it. Because
yeah,
that's preposterous and it's kind of like, haha. Meanwhile, you know, um, that's it's a cover, right? But this is a little different. This is more realistic for me that if they're organic, they're from another dimension, and they're always been with us before. I mean, forever, right? Not such a
um
weird thing to think about.
I'm just answering a person's question. Kenshaw, so I don't have any problem with working with local investigators. The one thing I do have to do when working with everybody that I work with in the field, I have to do a background check on every single person. It's just kind of a
Huh.
routine thing that I do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that, and I'm not saying you in any way, shape, or form, but there's a lot of people out there that aren't supposed to be able to go do certain things because of being on a list or being, dangerous or something like that. So I always do
Yeah.
background checks, but I have nothing against working with small investigators and getting out there because honestly, when you work with people that are from these small towns,
Yeah.
it's important because they have the boots on the ground a lot of times. They live there, they witness more in those areas than we would. So
I
yeah.
mean, think about that. It's the funny thing. It's like tell my dad, he's like, "What are you doing? You got the ghost stuff." I was like, "Dad, don't you know it's a big thing?" It's like, whatever, one of these old guy, right? But he's like,
Hmm.
he says it, and then but I got a ghost story to tell you. It's like everyone got it, and it is like, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
but meanwhile they're praying to the Holy Ghost, and and all these other things. So I think whoever's listening knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Somebody
but hey,
says Evan was trying to think of a tardigan.
tardigan and a tardigan. So what they
Yeah,
come a
Andrea's
bear,
on it.
right? Andrea, give us a little something
Give
on
us a
it.
little.
Yeah, hey, this is all part of it, asking for help, right? The
Absolutely.
tardigan. So if you're, whether you're a Star Wars fan or a Trek fan, they're different kinds. I'm a Trekkie. Um, this whole idea of quantum physics and that two things could be in the same place. I mean, the same thing could be in two places connect. Is this magic, right? I mean, let's talk about something
Hmm.
that is unexplained, right? That's not a you know key, is quantum physics, right? It's that thing that they can't explain. The thing that, oh, if you view this particular thing, it changes because it knows it's being watched. It's like what, right? And the fact that they can,
Yeah.
and this is almost, and it's magic, right? No, even
Hmm.
scientists like we don't know what it is, but we're going to try to make a computer out of it.
I
Um,
mean, here's another one that we captured.
right. So here's another one. This came in, and I zoomed. I got into this one, and again, it's some sort of
And
jellyfish
I
kind of
took this
creature.
picture. This was in my backyard. I was taking my dogs out one night, and I noticed there was a bunch of lights up in the sky. I just took my phone out and took a picture. Now, I didn't use overexposure, so it's not like a star or a green light that I went like this with my phone because I know how that goes. This is a just quick still photo. And then these were also next to it.
Yeah. So look at. I mean, how strange are these things, right? So, uh, I mean, is that the
These look
sun
like
or the
things that you
moon?
would find. I don't know what that was because these were just lights that were way off in a distant, and I didn't
Hmm.
see shapes to them. But the thing is, these things look like stuff that you would see on like the inside of a pyramid. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
these looks like the signs and the symbols that you see from ancient things. Like you've been to the pyramids, you've seen some
Uh,
hieroglyphs and seeing like what they look like. Have you ever seen anything that could possibly resemble something like this?
kind of. I mean, it's all interpreted at a certain point. I mean, yeah, I mean, look at that.
Absolutely. It's like an ink
Oh,
blot,
I mean,
basically.
come on, that's like the Eye of Oregon. What is it, the Eye of Oregon? Like
Yeah, all I can
the
think is it looks and you don't know anything about Pokemon, but it looks like an unknown, which is a Pokemon, and all it is a floating like. Trust me when I say it looks like it's identical, but it's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's go
Okay.
back to that photo. Let me tell
Yeah,
you something also. It looks like it's coming into this dimension. It's like
yeah, the dark
this is
around it.
it's
It's
dark around it, and it's like it has a force field around it, and which is totally interesting. I mean and also the middle of it, it looks like a power source. I mean, we can go on and on. Like it's really
we can
cool.
speculate. Yeah,
I think it's just super cool and unexplained, and I think it's like, oh, I don't know, what is it? It's not so obvious what it
yeah.
is, and yeah, what is
It's
it?
dude,
And
you got me on that one.
Do you have the original photo somewhere?
Yeah, let me take a look and see if I can find it. Let me bring this
Yeah,
down
and
so it's not
we're
phone.
actually creating a page for our Patreon fans and our fans to a certain extent with all of this stuff on it. We're going to create a chat room and let's get into it. And maybe
I mean, the
let's.
best way to do that, if you want to do a chat room with our fans, we make a Discord that is the link is in our Patreon where you become a subscriber and then they can come in and they can chat with us, they can send us pictures, we can
Mhm.
go through things. And that's I think that's the best way to go about it. Is just because that
Sounds
is a
good.
perk that we should definitely give to our subscribers where they
Oh
can come
yeah,
in and send us photos and chat with us.
yeah, and
And I'm used
yeah,
Discord's great.
I think there's also I want to take some. We should do once a week, or people send us photos, and let me try to see what's
Heck
going on
yeah.
in there. I
We can
I
call it the
know,
Discord time, you know.
yeah.
Uh
So this is the original photo. Oh,
Yes, this is the original.
is this where the
Yeah.
triangle UFO was?
Yes, this is where the triangle UFO. My okay, hold on. Sorry, I got a question in the corner, and it is my mother.
Oh, what
She
is it?
asks, "Can you add the link to your Patreon?" I can real quick. Let me. Let me do that.
Thanks,
Let me.
Mom.
That's a good idea. I'll put that in the
Good
chat.
luck
You
with
know,
it.
I should. You know, she's always on top of things.
Yes,
She
she
was the
is.
one that was in the corner going, turn on the freaking light. Nobody
Uh,
can see you.
I can also show people if we want to share a page sometime how I do this AI stuff. I record it all the time, so if I do get questioned on it, um, we can break it down, and I could be, hey,
Absolutely.
here we go. Look at how I'm doing it. Yeah.
Okay, let me share this out to everybody. Just want to make
Um,
sure. Here we go. I'm about to put the link in the chat, guys. This should send out to everybody on all different platforms. There it is. If you guys want to become a member to our Patreon, just go to this link. It will probably post after on YouTube. It will also post on our Facebook page. So you guys make sure to go over there and click on that, and that will bring you right to it. But if you guys are interested in becoming a Patreon subscriber, just go ahead on to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All of them have link trees, and the link tree right to our Patreon is on there, and you guys can click on that and become a member. So
nice, nice.
I do
That's,
have pictures here. Here's
so
of a
yeah,
close up.
I know, right? Look at that. I mean, that's from the. Let's go to that last photo where you gave me the first.
That
Let's
one.
yeah. So in there's three lights. One of you do use a pointer where they are.
I'm gonna zoom right up on them
Mm-hmm.
so you can see them off in the distance. There's actually four. It looks like.
Right.
Yeah, there's one, two, three, four. There's one over here by the tree. No, I was taking my dogs out and we were basically going out to do their business because that's what they do every night, as you can see them down there. And I noticed these lights, and at first I'm thinking, those can't be airplanes. They're too close together. And then I realized that they were hovering there for a good 30, 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
My next thought was, could it be flares? Because we are near a military base. Could it be the flares that they let off for routines, but they aren't the right color? And those flares eventually go out. Those lights stayed there for a good 3 to 4 minutes. They
Wow.
didn't fall, they didn't descend, they also didn't ascend. They also never moved.
Mm-hmm.
Flares always move. So when flares get dropped with the wind, they're always going to go on a slant. They're going to go with the wind. Now, the wind was actually facing towards me, not away from me. So that was another thing I was wondering, is the wind coming from my back heading forward, pushing them away where it looks like they're sitting still, but they're actually shifting? But they weren't. The wind was coming right at me. So it was coming at me to an angle, basically. So they should have shifted, but no,
Wow.
they didn't.
So I mean, look at that. I mean,
I
so that I have somewhere I did record me doing it. It's incredible with um AI, the cleanups it could do. So once you clean it up, you can zoom in,
mhm.
and then once the resolution is really good, you can zoom into someone's eye. And the more I got close, I was like, oh, I know this is a triangle UFO, right? This is
Mhm.
pretty known in the UFO world. People have seen this, and again, once you go thermal, once you try to find the signature, there's these power points on either triangle. Don't know what it is. Could be some drones. I mean, we
Yeah.
could be right.
It was definitely really weird for sure.
Yeah. So that it's funny. It's every time Jack sends me something, it's like, what is it? And then the fun stuff is when you're going live and I'm helping and I'm like, look, I'm in the chats. I'm saying, gotta see this.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And then you see it and go, oh my god. A
There was a
lot.
lot of there's been a lot of oh my god moments for us. I mean, it really has
Yeah.
been it's been
And
active and it's been crazy.
I think when we go live again, we're gonna hopefully identify some fans who can help us out, and I can teach them how I do the AI. So
Mhm.
um, I could do a curriculum. I could do a video of how I do it.
Yeah.
It's an app called Photo Director. It's an app that you could do a lot of things with. You can go text to image. You can clean up photos. No, you can't clean up videos. That's another program. But the photos I use it for. It's super, easy. You just press a button and then you zoom in. You can clarity, the contrast. You can just start messing around. and I'm a color corrector and editor as well, so I kind of know what to start. A lot of it's just opening up the shadows, and then once they're open and grainy, then you fix the grain, then you bring the
Yep.
contrast, then you zoom in again, and all this stuff. It's really exciting now what's going on with AI and
Oh, absolutely.
how we're using it as content creators because we're doing our monster creations on it. It's helping me with editing as far as
Hey, we just got 2 more Patreon subscribers.
yes,
So, Lori, thank you so much for the subscription, and my mother. My
God,
mother
hey,
just came
we'll
in.
take
Look
it.
at that.
Mom believes in us,
Absolutely.
and you know
She
if
does.
your mom doesn't believe in you, then that's a problem.
Well, and that's the thing. Every time that a new episode comes out, every time we're doing a podcast, mom and dad are sitting there together. They're having their snacks. They're wearing
Uh,
their SV Chronicles or SVC Explorer the Unknown stuff, and it's cool. It's awesome to have them here supporting it, and they believe in both of us and what we're making.
yeah,
Um,
amazing.
Now I do have the pictures of what we were capturing in the cemetery, and I'm just getting those
Yeah,
ready.
let's talk about that. And I actually have the video of how I made that cemetery thing. That was when you were live and I was helping you, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that is how.
And this, just to let
So
you know, guys, this is an evidence review kind of session that we're having here.
okay, guys. So, hey, how's everyone doing over on TikTok? I forgot to say hi to everyone. We've had 260 people over there already, so that's
Oh,
freaking awesome. So here we go, guys. So as you guys know, we went one night. We actually got cell phone reception out of nowhere on the bridge and on the cemetery where Caroline Bonaparte Benton is buried. And as I was going live there, Evan was like, "Dude, I just captured something. You won't believe what I captured. I was shooting through the, through the windshield. You can see my forehead in the rearview mirror there. But there's something off to the right-hand side, and it's something that is absolutely insane. And when you look at it, I mean, here, let me go back to that. It's
yep.
definitely
He
looking,
goes, yeah, look at that. And
I mean,
I have different ones where I enhance it even more. I mean,
yeah, if
that's
you want to grab those for this to show them when you enhanced it, or if you have the video, let me see if I can find it for us too.
sure. Yes,
Um,
we can find it.
it's insane. Like it looks like a skull.
I mean, and if you get close on it, it gets like it's like nightmare fuel. It's like you're at this spooky ass,
Mm-hmm.
place, and I'm flipping through my stuff, and then this comes up. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Well, I have. Let's
What you
see.
got?
I have the thing at the bridge too that we want to talk about as
Okay,
well.
let's do that. Why don't you do that, and I'll
Yeah.
see if I can find the video.
Okay,
So,
I'll talk.
let's finish this up a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay.
What's been really exciting for us, and again, is this live element that Jack's so good at. Is when Jack goes live, you have the audience with him who's
Mm.
talking as you go, right? Jack, it's mad when you're out there, and when we finally do it together, it's
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be amazing.
it feels like, and as a viewer, because I'm a big fan of Jack even before we hooked up, that I was once I start helping, I'm part of the hunt. And it's
Mhm.
miserable out, it's raining, good, let it be, that's cool. And
Yeah,
we're trying to help. Like a Tardigan. Yeah, what else?
yeah,
Oh, did you know 5 minutes later, actually Tardigan's their basis of the Star Trek episode is that they communicate even though they're not. Oh, I see things that we don't know. If we're in a graveyard, let's get some people googling where to go. Hey,
yeah.
there's a graveyard off to the left.
Well, and
It,
that's the
it,
best thing when you're sitting there in the moment and you have your SB7 going and it gives you a name, it gives you a last name, it gives you a first name. Then you go, "Hey guys, I'm at the Oxbow Cemetery right next to the Presbyterian Church. Can you guys look up?" And you're like, because we have my mother who's a genealogist, family historian. We have Andrea, who I know has come on here and given me stuff. We have Marianne, who's really good at just finding stuff for us well. And you have these people who have this passion for it. As we're investigating, they're like, "Hey, by the way, back right corner section, you got the last name Johnson. There is a Johnson there. You got a name named Jason. Jason Johnson is buried in the back right hand corner."
right?
That gives us that. They help us find that grave. Okay, now we got to go look.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
great. I
It
mean,
is, dude. It's gonna be
and
fantastic.
and
We're gonna be
then
able to go to places that nobody's gone before live. That's
yeah,
the
and
cool
then
part.
see the cool thing about what we're doing is with our whole concept is to create us get involved into this produced story that we do. That I go there and we edit it and all this stuff. But we identify these places, the bridge, the graveyard, that have these. Now we know it's the lady in white who it is, but we haven't gone back yet and said her name and really gone in there. But now the audience knows the backstory, and if they don't, they can look at the package or we'll do a roll in. And then now we're live and everyone knows the backstory. And now it's exciting. We're not just at a haunted place. We actually need some missing answers. We're looking for quests. We need a little bit more.
Mhm.
And it's an experiment, I tell you that. But it's a good one. And
Yeah.
I believe, I
It's fun, dude.
I'm believe me, I'm on all these TV shows. I'm choosing to go and do this with our own money because I believe in it, and I believe in Jack. That's why I went there. But also, I believe in what we're doing,
Mhm.
and and I'm not like a guy who goes to a room and says I feel something. I'm a filmmaker, a cameraman. I want to get it on tape. I
Yeah.
want to get it on tape. I want to get it on recording because
Mhm.
look, I want to tell people, my dad, look.
Well, guess what? My father just subscribed to us too on so
I'll
both of them on Patreon, so
have to get
that's awesome.
my dad in there to help. Oh, I found the video, so here we
Oh,
go.
awesome. Here, let me play this video real quick that I have on
Mhm.
stage, guys. So, as you know, went to the cemetery. We caught that skull creature. Really, really creepy. I mean, dude, that's not a Skyrim. Like, if you don't know what Skyrim is, it's creepy. Like, it's legit looks like a large floating skull. But then we went to the bridge and we were able to go live. And as Evan's watching, he tells me, he's like, dude, I got something crazy at the end of the bridge. And
Yeah.
Evan, I'm going to play your video on how you did it, how
Oh,
you located it. And here we go. We're going to bring it right up. Um, here we go. So this is Evan enhancing the video, and you can see this dark hole at the end of the bridge. Now, there's nothing there. There's not a stump. There's not rocks. There's not anything that looks like this.
I
It
mean, and look,
honestly, it does.
it even has like a energy field around it that's kind of swirling. I mean, play it again, Frog. Can you bring it up even
Oh,
closer?
if I don't know if I can with because I have
Full,
WhatsApp
full,
opened.
full page on it. All right.
Here, hold
Or
on. Let me. I already done went full page. Hold on. Let me do
okay.
this. Let me see what I see. Let me see what I can do real quick.
For me, I would go
Da-da-da.
command plus or minus. It would probably zoom into the actual screen itself. But
Here.
don't worry about it.
Well, I'm just gonna download it real quick to desktop, and then what I can do is open it. Let me do this.
So, and just so guys let you know, I'm taking photos from my phone. I'm doing snap grabs, like whatever screen grabs. As he's doing it, I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going that, and then I'm like, I got to tune out of Jack for a while and do this while I'm just. I need to not get out of the app, but take it to the side and start doing it. And then the funny part is when I find something, and then I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna send this back to him. And then I come back and Jack's like, look, 5 minutes ahead, maybe on something else. And his fiance's like, Evan just sent something. And it's just like mind blower, it's like there's a demon over behind you,
Thank
something
God,
like
thank God, because like I would just keep going, and then I'd be like, "Oh crap, I missed something." So it's nice to have.
yeah.
I'm just looking
It's
for portal video.
it tripped
There
your
it is.
audience. It trips me out that the stuff we get, and it makes me just like I don't know what's I'm like, look, it's a fourth dimensional creature. Like I have no idea, you know. I'm gonna I'm gonna plug myself in. So
Dude, it really is. You don't,
let
here,
me
let
just plug
me
myself in here.
see if I can bring. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna let me zoom in more just because of it was a cell
Mhm.
phone.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
So if I blow it up anymore
try it
here,
again. Let's just play it again.
but Oh, I removed it. Okay, hold on.
No worries.
Let me get
Let's look at.
this.
Okay, so do you have a photo of that, or did we get into that?
I'm just
The
bringing
guy
it up
can
real
see.
quick because now we have to get back. We also have people calling in
Ooh,
at 7:40. That was the what we're gonna do. So it's 7:39, but I have it right here. Let's view it one more time. And then what we'll do is, this is something that will be for our Patreon subscribers. You guys can go in. We'll have these hard copies up so you can look through everything. You can see if you locate anything. I mean, we're sitting here and Evan's been editing stuff. I've been looking through EVPs. I got some really good evidence, to, put together as well. So one more time, let's just view this video and how Evan caught this while we were live.
time portal.
I mean, it really does look like an entrance. It almost looks like that the one that we just looked at that you said there was this blackness around it, like it was coming through. It almost that's dark, dark. That's not just like
I know. And it was all foggy and misty. It's like, how's that?
oh, dude, it was so
And
creepy that night and so much activity, so
um,
much.
I mean, only thing I could say is that AI is playing tricks on, but I see it with my normal eye first. I'm not
Yeah,
creating
I
anything.
saw it before you did anything with AI because you've sent me hard copies of what it looked like to what you
Yeah.
made.
So
And it looks like it. But guys, I want to say hi to Tara. Tara, hey over on Instagram, how you doing? Let's just see who's over on TikTok real quick because I
I
only have
got
the
the
YouTube
video.
chat up. Oh, do
I
you?
got the.
Perfect.
Should I? Why you?
Stephanie, I'm just saying hi to people real quick.
Yeah.
Stephanie says we definitely come across some interesting finds. Absolutely, subscribe to the channel. Nice. Janie, is it Janie? Janie says, "Hey Evan." So let's see.
Hi.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to present the video, you can hit present the plus.
Mm,
You know how to do
Um,
that,
yes.
and you
Present.
just have the window open.
Present. No. Video file. Let's try. Okay, here we go. Desktop. And okay, here we go. This one. Open.
Boom, there it is.
I There it is. Okay, so this is me. Looks like in double time with Jack's graveyard picture. This is while he was doing his investigation. I'm just doing my thing, and you see, I see something. I'm good at looking for stuff too. I'm like, where is it? There it is. It's like and then I was like, oh no, this is really
It's
spooky.
really creepy.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's a skull. Okay.
Hmm.
It is a skull, and it is. Why does it have to be scary? Because it's a skull. It could be a nice skull. It could be friendly. It's just
It's
it's
not
an
a
regular
nice
skull.
skull.
It's from the 1800s. Why? Maybe it's like
Well,
everybody always thinks I'm scary.
the thing is, I gotta say to you, Evan, when we were doing this investigation, when this was happening live, and after you sent this to me, we had an incident happen. And if guys you weren't there, on the spirit box, there was a name that came through, and it was a name that I've heard before when I've been on paranormal investigations. And it was a demonic name. You don't ever say the names out loud.
No.
But this actually happened on live. I have the live video and everything, and it came through. That's one live I will not put up because I don't want the name to play over, but it did play.
Mm.
There was a guy that was in the chat who knew what name that just came through.
Oh come on.
When we did, oh yeah, because this guy is very intelligent when it comes to demonic stuff. He's very religious as well. He reads up on all of the names, and it is a name, and the demon that is associated with this name is supposed to have a skull for a head.
Yep. Well, I got some other stuff I'm going to
So
show you.
creepy.
That I find in the shadows. I made a little. Let's see.
Hmm.
Shadow find here of a bunch of stuff. I'm going to put up a bunch of stuff here.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going
Well,
to share.
should we get to the phone calls for the
Let's do
people
it.
too? Because yeah,
Yep.
let's
Let's do
do
it.
that. I'm
Well,
just
I'll
gonna
get.
bring this down. Okay, so guys, if you want to call in and talk to me and Evan, if you guys want to ask a question, I'm gonna open up the line right now. Our number is 1-315-221-3073. So guys, give us a call in, and if you have a story, if you want to ask a question to Evan or I, feel free to call in. Here again, the number is 1-315-221-3073. So, and I'm gonna put
Come
that in the
on.
chat.
I know Marianne's like, I'm working. I can't right now, but I'm listening.
Let's see if we get anybody to call in.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Well,
well, that's
in the
yeah.
meantime, I can get this going.
Okay.
I'm touring through some stuff that people sent me, including Marianne, some stuff that comes up that I fix up. Oh,
Okay.
this is good. And it's so good, all this stuff. I just love talking about it. I love
Hmm.
just that we're, that this is
We're doing
happening.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
doing
we really are. And the thing is, like, a lot of people say, are you sad that you guys aren't on TV yet? Like, are you gonna do what's this? What's it? We're doing it either way. We're making it happen. And you guys coming in and you subscribing here on TikTok, you
yeah,
subscribing on Patreon, that is what helps us push and be able to do more and more. So
right.
guys, letting you know there are giveaways every single month. We had our recent giveaway winner. We actually were waiting for you to come up, and then we're gonna order the t-shirt and get the autograph and get it sent off to her. But next
Mhm.
month, we already have the things that are being given away. It is a Bigfoot sign and a UFO sign. So Bigfoot is going to TikTok subscribers, UFO is going to Patreon subscribers, and then we're going to draw two winners. And you can be subscribed to both, and that gets you entered into both. But every single month, guys, we're going to be putting stuff out on Patreon, and we're going to have live investigations on TikTok for subscribers only. That is your perk on being a subscriber on
Mm,
TikTok. So yeah.
that's so cool. And also, guys, that the money that is coming to us is going to go right back on the screen. We
Mhm.
wanted, you know, you all must know that this stuff isn't easy to do, and also it takes a lot of time and effort and some money. And believe me, this TV show, this idea, this is all scheming for it,
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, we're in training. We're in training.
Mhm.
We're in training. We're seeing who's working with us.
We're
What?
also doing something different that not many people do. We're taking the TV element and the live element and mixing them together,
Well,
and that's something that you don't see.
yeah, that's something right there.
I
Um,
mean, yeah.
I'm going to show our this is our after episodes we're doing or start doing our this is
in
our
our world.
this is one of our biggest things, like, right, this is our big oh my god moment. This is when we saw a full body apparition at the bridge. This is when me and him in the background, we're spitting about fourth dimensions and portals and all this, like, and things are, and we're laughing saying, wouldn't it be funny if there's like a bunch of ghosts out there? Well, there was. And take a look. Yeah.
Start it up.
And I think that encompasses a lot of unexplained things.
Look at that. I mean, come on. And then something behind it. Uh,
Yeah.
we decide we think it's a wolf or a dog or a beastie creature.
Is like in
I'll
our
play it again.
world.
That's the
And I think that encompasses a lot of unexplained things.
boom, boom. Well, I mean, there's
right there.
I mean,
That I
it's
mean, there he is.
yeah.
Oh, got a phone call coming in.
Okay.
Okay. Hello. Hey, how's it going? How are you, Marianne?
Nice.
I'm having a blast.
Uh,
Awesome. So, do you have a question for us, or you just wanted to come in and say hi?
Well, I'm perfect. Hi. I want to put something out there for all the awesome that you have chatting on here, because they kind of sound like that. Some of them kind of sound like they're itching to do an investigation, and I wanted to let anyone that's in the Pennsylvania area know that there's going to be a pretty sweet investigation going on at Penhurst Asylum the
Oh,
second week
nice.
of February. They're actually doing like a Valentine's Day thing, and there's going to be opportunities for investigations in areas that are normally off limits.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
if anybody's interested, it's going to be pretty sweet. And I am actually going to be going with some of my investigator friends there and I am going to be taking my early 1900s electric shock therapy device, and we're going to be taking that into the asylum. So
Talk about a trigger object.
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of the ultimate freaking trigger object.
I mean, yeah. Does
So-
it still work and everything?
Oh yeah, it does. You can
Oh.
put that print. I have all the attachments. It glows violet blue.
Oh,
You hold your hand next to it. You can actually watch the spark arc from the device to your hand.
that's awesome.
I can't even imagine what it's like to have that, used on you, but it's completely freaking sick.
That's
And-
amazing. I mean, that's your EMF pump right there.
Oh, for real.
It's a trigger object and an
Really?
EMF pump. So I mean, right there, you got a double whammy.
Yep. Yeah, and we're gonna have the connect system there.
Nice.
Do some spirit box. It's gonna be a blast.
That's awesome.
Blast. So if anybody's local,
Mhm.
PA in general area, check out Penhurst's website or their Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling in, Marianne. I appreciate it.
Hey,
That's great.
no problem.
I
Sounds
mean,
like a
think
good
of,
time. You have a good night too. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome
Um,
anytime. Bye.
yeah, I mean,
That's
this is
awesome.
it's a really cool community that we're in.
Yeah.
I think it's from what look. I'm coming from TV world, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are mostly fans of people that I don't really, because I'm working, I don't know. But just recently, I've discovered that I got some people out there that really believe in me, some fans, and you, Jack, pushed
Yep.
us so, like, made us, because sometimes you question what you're doing in life, right? And
Yeah.
takes other
No,
people
absolutely.
to say, it takes other people to say that you love, let's just say, to say you got this. But imagine if strangers are telling you you got this. It makes you
Mhm.
feel good. It makes me.
It does.
It really created what I think is what we're doing now, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah. So
I mean,
um,
honestly, I'm excited to see what the future holds for us, dude, because even just filming for 5 days, look what we've made in 5 days of filming.
I know it's crazy, right?
Like, imagine you give us a month together, like, what are we gonna build?
It's crazy.
I
So
mean, we're
good.
excited. It's the thing is, guys, me and Evan, we have a lot of stuff planned for this year. And we really appreciate everybody coming in here, not just becoming paid subscribers, but following, sharing out the videos and being here in these lives. I know that right now with the economy and jobs being the way they are, life isn't easy financially, and a lot of people aren't able to help in the way of subscribing. But when you follow and you share those lives out and you're there to help us, it really does mean a lot too. And we really appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yeah.
We have a lot planned. We do. We have a trip coming up here in February. Evan's going to be coming in, and we are going to be working with some other investigators that you guys know. I kind of want to tell them, but I kind of don't. What do you think?
Oh,
Like, not
okay.
about the episodes, but because we're going to go live when we're there too. And I want them to be hyped about it. So what do you think? What do you see your opinion on that?
I
Do we
think
keep it secret?
keep it secret for now. And I think we
Okay.
should do a call out and kind of get, like, while we're doing investigations, let's have people ask us what they want to see, because they'll know at that point, and what kind of stuff, and then let's give it to them. And then on these other shows, we could right, we can talk about it.
Look at that right there, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
I'm gonna try it. I got something here. Where is it?
Okay.
Desktop. Here we go. Screen recording. Open. Okay, so
I will be getting Discord set up sorry about that. I will be
Yeah.
getting Discord set up this week. I will have it set up I should be able to have that all set up by Friday. And what I'll do is I will put that also in our link tree. I'll post it on our Facebook page. So if you guys are ever looking for information about new things that we're on, go to our Facebook. That will tell you where you can do that. If you're looking for photos or videos, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. If you're looking for episodes, YouTube. That is where they are at. TikTok is going to be like fun little videos and stuff like that. So that's where you guys can find that information.
I'm going to do a shout out to everyone. I'm going to repurpose this and really make something out of it. Let's get some people on our YouTube page to sign up, because that's what we want, right? We want a YouTube show. It's really cool. that we're creating something, and also the momentum that Jack, we have 220,000 subscribers. It didn't come out of nowhere. That was Jack's account. And when I came aboard, he said, now it's ours. And I'm not going to let him down. And we're doing this because that's an opportunity for me to say, here's my time. Let's do this.
I appreciate it, man. Because honestly, doing it for 2 years by yourself, it's great. It's fun. But I miss the aspect of having somebody with me. We got another phone call coming in.
Old school. This is Casey Kasem, top 10 hits. We got a new one.
For some reason, it hung up. Hold on.
Oh,
let me call them back.
Like it's the demon. Like you found out about it.
Oh, nope.
We'll play.
I don't know what's going on.
Play the video, maybe.
Oh, here it goes. They're calling back again. Accept. Hello? Yes. Who's this?
Jack, this is Kenny.
Hi, Kenny. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Have you ever screwed around out to Wilson Hill?
I've been out to the Wilson Hill area a couple times. Went out with one of my friends, Dave. My cousin Dave. There's a area out there that there's stories about like Dogman, ghosts, and Bigfoot stories.
Okay.
Why? What you got?
You're familiar with it then. You go across the causeway and you go on. And you take that road all the way to the end, and there's a big steak barn where they store their equipment.
Okay. Yeah, I've been down. I've been down by Pig and Moo Barbecue where they have the old side road, the old accessibility road there. And that's where I had one of my experiences was out there, but I've been around there a little bit.
I have a story for you if you want to hear it.
Absolutely.
2 years ago, I'm a pretty avid outdoorsman. So 2 years ago, my friend and I were coyote hunting at night. One of us had a thermal scope, which you cannot escape. It's impossible to escape a thermal. You can see a mouse 300 yards, okay?
Okay.
I had an infrared scope, and this was probably, I'm guessing, between 12 and 1 in the morning. It was pretty late. And we have our electronic call out there doing rabbit distress, prey distress. I don't even know how to describe it. It was a perfect humanoid, but smooth. There was no definition on the face, nothing on the ears, long, lanky. So the guy with the thermal scope said, Kenny, I got something coming to the call. It was circling downwind like it was hunting, coming to the call. So I swing my IR, which would pick up eye shine of anything. Can't see it. So he says I lose it because the grass was kind of tall. Now, remind you, a deer, hawk, a coyote, a cat, you can see the ears. There's so much definition in these scopes. That's why they're $3,000 and $4,000.
Oh yeah.
This thing stood up into the grass, and it was 100% a humanoid creature.
Wow.
So you could see the neck, the shoulders, the arms, everything, and it was looking right at us.
Wow.
And again, I couldn't see in the IR. So I told him, I said, let me look through your scope, and that's when I seen this thing.
Okay.
No idea what it was. And there was no snow on the ground, so, but, I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah, so am I. Like, that's incredible. Like, I come from a family of hunters, so I know about the thermal scopes and how detailed they actually are. What I'd love to do is I'd love to meet you out at Wilson Hill sometime and actually have you take me to the area and really kind of map this encounter and get kind of a size comparison if you have an area where do you remember exactly where you saw this?
Exactly where it was at least 6 feet tall.
Okay. Wow. So it sounds like you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No. It's it's kind of it's scopes that can take pictures and record video.
Really?
For some reason, neither one of us hit record. Now it was quick. It lasted maybe a minute at the most, but the sightings of the creature were brief. A couple seconds, and you're just so overwhelmed. You don't think.
Yeah.
Record. You're like, what the hell am I looking at?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that freeze up moment.
Yeah. And now I'm out almost every night coyote hunt now. I've got multiple thermal IR. But do you think I don't want to go back to Wilson Hill? I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I've
And
heard this kind of story. I have a person I used to work with. He had two stories about these guys were both COs. And they went out to Wilson Hill. They actually found what they said was kind of like a cave. It was a entrance that kind of went underground. It wasn't too deep enough to fit maybe a couple people. And when they went down there, they found bones and something looked like something made a nest, kind of like a bear or a bear would kind of, but I don't know. It was really weird. Um, but I actually had an experience with three bipedal creatures when I was out there, and this was last summer. So it's a very active place.
that's coincidental because the guy I was with, we're both CO.
I wonder if the story that I heard, because I've been told I was told by one person. I don't work with this gentleman anymore just because of it don't have to go into
Yep.
that, but his name was Brad. He gave me the stories. Um, and I'm wondering if this maybe be part of the stories. I'd love to meet up with you. We could meet up at the silo there on Wilson Hill, up at the top where they have all
Yep.
their stuff stored, and I'd love to see what you guys saw.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's a good idea,
Anytime,
Jack.
I have
Jack,
a
why
lot of
don't
time off. You know that.
Perfect.
So,
What I'll do is I will reach out to you now that you've called me at the Skype number. If you want to add us on Facebook, I can message you through there as well, and we can set up a time ASAP just to take a ride out there and kind of just get more about this story.
yeah,
yeah,
if you just give me a call at this number or a text number,
Okay.
that's perfect.
We'll do
yeah,
that. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Kenny. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
You
good
too.
job.
Thank you.
I mean, this is how we get our leads. This is how we get
Oh,
our stories.
absolutely.
Yeah, we get our stories.
I'm saving his name right now before I forget
Yeah, we get
because
we
I'm terrible at that.
we get our stories from
Hmm.
the people. We get our stories from our subscribers. We get our stories from our viewers. And if it's worthy enough, and this definitely is, we're going to go there and we're
Oh,
going to check it
absolutely.
out. So people ask where we get our stories. This is definitely one part of how we get our stories, and this is great. I mean, this is kind of like I did Finding Bigfoot for did the pilot, the sizzle, and the first
Mhm.
season, and this is really the format that they had is the town hall meeting into the identifying a few people that and then going and reenacting it. Bobo's like, is it here? Is it over here? Is it this tall? He's a big dude. And then from
Yeah.
there we do it, and then we tell them thank you, and we go do an investigation. It's pretty good
I mean,
stuff. Yeah,
I think what we should do, the next step we should do too, is when you come up here. I know in February we're going to a different location, but sometime in the spring and summer, next time you come up to this location, we do a town hall meeting. Why
Yeah.
not?
yeah,
I have a couple places I can talk
mm,
to. We put it out there. We say, hey, if you've had a paranormal experience, Bigfoot experience, UFO, whatever, something that's unknown, something that's unnatural, come to us, come to this meeting, tell us your story. Let's get a map of St. Lawrence County and really mark just like they did in that show in Finding Bigfoot and make a grid, and get what time of the year, what kind of the weather was, and maybe we'll get a migration pattern. Maybe we'll see that way on how they're moving around.
yeah,
It's funny that Kenny shares this story because the story I have from this location, and I actually have a picture of a paw print that I captured. I was doing a paranormal investigation of this area where he's talking about sitting out there. It's about midnight and it's thick brush. This was during the summer. And I had the windows cracked, SB7 going. We were getting voices coming through. The story I originally heard was a ghost carriage going down that road. Two people watching, looking at the stars. The stars are gorgeous out there. There's no light coming
mhm,
from any towns or city. It's beautiful. You can see the Milky Way. Sometimes you can see the Northern Lights. They're sitting out there about 12 o'clock at night. Right around the same time I was sitting out there, they heard horse hoofs and wheels coming up behind them. They turned around thinking maybe it could be Amish because Amish love to fish, especially at night. They turn around, there's no one there. It's pitch black. There's no lanterns, there's nothing, and the sound goes away. So I go out there, I set up the SB7, I park in the area right before the entrance into the causeway. And
mhm,
as I'm sitting there, I look off to my left and I see a tree limb get pushed down like this. And I
mhm.
see something looking, but the weird part is there's ears. This thing
Wow.
had ears pointed up. And I kind of looked over, and a second I did that, I just watched it let go of the limb, came back up. And I'm looking at the TikTok live as this is happening. I said, I don't know if I'm safe. I might have to leave. The live might get disrupted. And as I said that, I look off to my right, and there's a tree that has been knocked over, and the roots are all sticking up like crazy. And I see ears poke up from behind that, and I'm like, okay, guys. And I'm about to go up and say, I'm about to leave because I'm getting surrounded by something. There's something to my left, something to my right.
Right.
As I look up in my rearview mirror, there's a set of ears behind my truck.
Come on.
I put the truck into drive, and I'm out of there, right? So I bring one of the guys, the guy that I used to work with me out there to show him what I saw. And we go in, it's daylight. Where this first thing was standing, there's a 3-foot drop off. So there's a 3-foot drop off, and where it was pushing down the tree was at 6 foot. So this thing had to be 9 foot
Oh,
to be
wow.
able to push the tree down, look like that. The other thing behind the tree, it wasn't that big. That was about probably about 6 foot with the roots. But the craziest thing was the paw print that we found, and I have a picture of this. The paw print behind where my truck was, it basically looks like a wolf's paw print, but pressed down, and you can actually see the indentation of the arm or the leg, and the paw is actually spread out like this. And the weird
Wow.
part is that is a story from Dogman, and that's the area up here with the Mohawk Akwesasne tribe. They talk about Dogman and the Janoskwa, which is the Bigfoot, and the
Yeah.
battles they had over land. And
Yep.
apparently Wilson Hill is one area where I've heard stories about Dogman being. So from what Kenny's saying, it sounds like, it's humanoid. It could possibly be a Bigfoot. And if he said he would have seen the ears. So I mean that right there, the biggest thing with Dogman is you see the ears. You know the difference because Bigfoots, they have the closer in ears like us. Dogmen, they have these big pointed. So it sounds like from what Kenny's describing is he let off that, that prey call, and he attracted a Bigfoot in, and it's from being 6 foot, it sounds like it'd probably be a juvenile that didn't know any better.
Damn.
So
I just scared him. I felt it, Wow, that's something.
I,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you're out there in the pitch black and you got something walking up on you. Come on, like I'd be frozen too.
Yeah. I've had that feeling about 3 times and with different investigations where I knew something was following. I knew it. Because animalistic senses. You feel like you're being followed, but you're in the woods and you hear a crack and you walk. They're behind you, they're not in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
They walk when you walk. That's
they're smart like that.
Apex predator, panther, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So,
I mean, look at bears. Bears up here in this area. They are 400 pounds plus, and you don't hear them until they're right up on you. I mean, I've had that in an investigation where me and Eric, my cousin or my friend Eric there, and he's going to be joining us. He wants to come out in an investigation. Dave is coming to stay with me in a few weeks, and he wants to do an investigation. We want to do some live stuff. But me and Eric were standing out in a cemetery, and there's snow surrounding us. We should have been able to hear the snow crunching, but this bear was so meticulous on how he walked and how he placed his weight that we didn't hear him until he set his foot down on snow, and there was a limb underneath he didn't see, and it snapped. And that's the only reason I knew that there was something there. And I turn and look, and he's 10, 15 feet away from us in the woods.
Yeah.
300-pound black bear. And I'm like, like I couldn't freak out. I just look at Eric and I go, grab the case, put the stuff away, go slow.
Yeah.
And I mean,
they're hungry.
That's it.
And if your life depended on being quiet to get something, you'd be the quietest dude you know. You'd be like,
oh, absolutely.
So I got a video, a little song, and then I think we should wrap it up. Maybe.
Absolutely, sounds
great.
great.
All right, so this is just stuff that I have that we're just gonna maybe. I made a quick video while we were talking. This was on the bridge. This is a some sort of creature, skull creature that was hiding behind. This is that's a picture that Marianne sent me. I think, I think so. And
what the hell?
She said that no one was down that hallway, so I think I enhanced it even more. These photos might.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I think the photos might be a little better. Oh, that's a little close up of the. You can stop it of the thing. I mean, if you look close, it's a skull. It could be the lady in white. Why not? She's dead.
It's
right?
definitely it's definitely something there standing looking around the bridge.
And you can see the skull, the head, the eyes, the whole thing. It spooked me because that was watching us the whole time.
That's
so.
Hold on 1 sec. Your live is flagged. Personal information repeating violations could result in. Okay, sorry. Somebody reported this on TikTok.
For what?
I don't know. We're good now, though. I actually went through and it stopped doing it. It's because of putting a cell phone number up. We're not supposed to put personal information up, which I get with TikTok. I understand.
Oh, I see.
So
Mm,
I
there it
just
is.
won't. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
That's nuts. This you can go past this. I'm not sure what there's a lot of weird stuff in there, but so look at this thing. Look at that. That's like
I mean,
that.
you can see the head, the
It's
neck.
like it looks
Of
like
course,
she's wearing like a bonnet. I think it's the lady in white. Look, is in the shadows of the bridge. That's a real compelling. I mean,
it's creepy for
yeah,
sure.
right. I
It,
mean, things that make you
the
go,
more I, the
yes, yeah,
more. Oh wow! The
yeah,
more you look at it, the more detail you can see.
yeah. I put some contrast on that one
You can
there.
see her eyes.
Yeah, it looks like she's smiling. Like, "Hi, you almost there, guys."
Oh my god,
Nuts, right?
dude, that's insane.
Yeah, just different
Wow, yeah.
photos, different renditions. This is where did I get this from? This was someone sent me. I gotta flag them more because I want to give people props. They sent me something. It says there's some shadows, some stuff here, and I mean, look at this. This looks like
It looks like
I
an
mean,
entity just kind of
look at it.
with things like this, I think the best thing to do is like you did with the bridge where you said portal. When somebody sends you something like this, just type in the bottom left-hand corner, give the person's first name and then the initial of their last name, where they were, date,
Yeah,
time you got that, stuff like
and
that.
I think so. And also, we'll put a case number on it so we can refer to it.
Yeah,
So this here, this is
I know
great.
where that was.
When you tell everyone about this.
So this was live down in Richville on the Oswegatchie River. One night, me and my fiance were driving around doing EVP sessions. We were doing TikTok live, and I noticed that off to the left-hand side, as you look across the river, it looked like there was a person standing down there. And with it being a cold, windy night, I wanted to make sure that this person was mentally okay. That there's no reason to be down there. So parked the truck. My fiance stayed in the truck. I walked out, and this entity or person it's definitely not a person because it is an island. It is not accessible. You have to have a boat, and the water was extremely high at that point, so there doesn't make sense for anybody to be over
And
there.
these are the enhanced photos that I brought back to him. So he just shot photos of pretty much.
Oh
These are artists. Sorry, but that was the initial photo
no,
from.
that's yeah, it's crazy. She said that's Trans-Allegheny. Yeah, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum is one of the most haunted locations in the United States, if not maybe the world. So that this is wow. That is
I mean,
that's an
she
that's
said no. She said no one was walking in those hallways and all this. So I believe her.
Oh, that just
Um,
gives me shivers up my spine, honestly. Like
it's like,
that's that's something out of a horror movie, honestly. It just
yeah,
feels like that.
yeah.
Okay, here, let's continue on.
This is one of
Who's
your
that good
investigations.
looking guy?
This is one of your live investigations that you were doing a review on, and I was helping
That
that.
yep.
And then we found
This
some stuff. I found some stuff in the shadows that were nuts.
Yeah, so this location that I went and investigated was with Historic Haunts of Waynesboro. Big shout out to them for being our sponsors. Also, I'm just going to do this real quick. We want to give a great big shout out to Historic Haunts of Waynesboro, the Hoover House down in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. They are one of our great sponsors, help us out with scouting and finding new areas to go investigate. And we want to say thank you to Tascam for helping us get all this amazing audio gear and helping us take our audio experience to the next level and really start sounding more professional. Tascam is one of the best just audio dealers out there. The EVPs that I caught on the Portacapture 6 that I just received from them is some of the clearest stuff that I've ever captured. And also, we want to say thank you to Saberforge, Starforge Sabers. Wow, say that wrong. But we want to say thank you to Starforge Sabers. Jim and his fiance are absolutely amazing. They build replica lightsabers. We use them for
Mm.
lighting, for full spectrum photos, and just because we're Star Wars nerds too, so why not? So big thanks to Starforge Sabers for sponsoring us on this as well. So yeah, this area right here is actually the Gettysburg Orphanage. So during the Gettysburg battle for the Civil War, there were a lot of kids that were left without fathers, and there were a lot of mothers that were left without a provider. So this orphanage was opened up by a local doctor. Funny thing is, I just got to pass his house the other day, and it is creepy as hell. His actual house. And the mystery with this place is absolutely insane. It's intense. The headmistress at first was a very sweet, sweet woman, and then another woman came in and took over for her, who was a absolute monster to these children. Uh, Abuse was happening. I can't go into too much detail just because we are on TikTok and on other platforms that don't allow this, but things you should never do to another human. And as we're down in the basement area where she used to keep the children, um, there was a lot of EVPs coming in. There was a lot of emotions. It was one of the most active places I've ever been to. So as you can see, I'm on live. I'm going over the evidence, and Evan was on the live watching it and helping us out with that. So um, yeah, really, really amazing. So this
Okay,
is back
so
to the oh man, that
I
right
mean,
there. I mean,
at first we thought it was a Civil War. I was like, "Ooh, look at this! It's an art. You can see someone standing by. Looks like a fire, maybe, and the head is kind of fuzzy, and they're holding a stick or a gun or a rifle. Um, but
mhm.
then, upon further review, um,
It
what?
honestly looks like Native American. It honestly, I've taken this photo. I've showed people that I know out in the Akwesasne Mohawk Reservation, and it looks like they're holding what's called a story stick, which you would be sitting around a fire, passing the stick around. You would tell a story and pass it on. Could also be a peace pipe, is what I've been told, where they would smoke tobacco and other things. It also there's multiple things that they've told us. There could be a weapon, but the biggest thing with this photo, after you AI'd it, the way that the gown is
Mm,
actually ceremonial to this area. So
wow.
that is what really, and what they were saying about the fuzz around the head, they're saying it actually kind of looks like a headdress, and how they
Wow.
would wear it. A lot of people, when they see the headdresses, they think about the one that goes right around the forehead and has the,
Right.
all of the feathers that come down to the lower back. Well, and it depends on what tribe you were a part of, is how your headdress would be designed. There were some that it would just be off to the side. There were some where it was just a band. There were different ways that they represented their culture, and this actually kind of goes with not Akwesasne Mohawk, but more
No,
of what's that?
I mean, look at it. I'm just looking. Oh
Oh,
my.
yeah. I'm trying to remember the tribe's name. It's I had it too, and I just totally blanked. I'm just not even going to attempt to it because I don't want to insult. But yeah, it
Yeah.
it does meet every requirement to that tribe, and that's what they've told me. It looks
And
exactly
the
Iroquois.
stick.
Iroquois. Iroquois.
Oh, there
Got
it
it.
is.
Came back.
And the stick
Um,
is something that they would hold, right?
yes,
Or
it's very ceremonial. I mean, a lot of they would sit around campfires and they would tell stories, and when you were holding the stick, the other people listened.
I like that. I like that. And I think when I come back, let's go to this place here and do a whole thing up here. Let's bring someone from First Nations and like maybe they can help us
Yeah.
out. I don't want to be messing around over there without any, someone knows what they're doing. I mean, let's look
So,
at this. This is nuts. I
I,
mean, look at this. This is crazy.
yeah,
That's how lucky we
right on
get.
the
Yeah.
it's right on the Oswegatchie too. I mean, let me go back. It's right on the Oswegatchie River, which is a main highway for the Native Americans.
That's right.
There was the Racket. There's the Oswegatchie. Oswegatchie means black water because the water is so brown, that you can't see through it. So they called it black water. So you have the Oswegatchie, you have the Racket, you have the Grass, and you have there's another one. There's multiple little rivers that go and they flow into the St. Lawrence River. And then some of them flow into other lakes that are spread throughout not only the northeast of New York, but going down to like central New York to the Adirondack Mountains.
Mm,
So if you think of a road, a highway like, I-81, I-90 in New York, you think about, hey, that's the fastest way that I can get to a location. For the Native Americans in that time, those rivers were the fastest way for them to get to a location. These were their highways. There were settlements along the riversides, just like in this area. Now, where this is based now is in Richville, New York, right on the Oswegatchie, and it's private farmland. Um, where that guy's standing, though, is right alongside that river. So it's not hard to think that there isn't a possibility that at one point there wasn't a camp there. There wasn't a settlement there. And there's been proven that there has been.
I mean, we go there and we find some spearheads or arrowheads or something. That's what we need is some evidence of maybe something that brings us to that time period.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, I also
And the home run is that there's a story about that area, and then we uncover something because of what we find, right? And that's
yeah.
when you do these, when we do Expedition Unknown and Expedition X and Ghost Nation, all these things I've done.
And there's my father coming in with the other river name, St. Regis. Thank you, Dad.
Yes, thanks, Dad. But there's a certain amount of producing, not for the thing, but we already know that there was a camp there, and we already know, let's just say, and we discover that through on TV. Jack and I are discovering stuff in the moment. A lot of times when we film, there's no editing, and I love that. I just get off on that stuff. That's so cool.
It is, and it's amazing because up in this area there is so much history. There's not just history with the War of there. I mean, you have the War of 1812, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, French Indian War, and I just found out that even during some of the Cold War and World War II, there's a missile silo not far from where I live, only about an hour in a guy's farm field, and it has an underground bunker because of they were worried about a nuclear war over here. And apparently the missile silo got filled with water. And now I'm like, let's dive it. Like, I'm not diving it, but like, let's get like a drone, like an underwater drone, and get under there. What's been left under there? And so there's parts of history that I'm starting to learn in my area. Like, as being a paranormal investigator here, I always looked for the creepy old house. I never really looked into the history until my mother started teaching me genealogy, family history, and how to look about a town's records. And when I started doing that and I started looking, I'm like, I'm hearing a story about this, and there's actually historical evidence that collabs with this. There's something here. Um, and just in this New York region in the upstate area, if you take, Syracuse, New York, and you cut New York in half and you go straight north, there is so many bases. There's Fort Drum, which used to be uh, Fort Pine. Um, there's there's a base, a Air Force base in Plattsburgh, New York. And if you don't know where Plattsburgh, New York, you've heard of Champy. I know you have because you and Josh did an episode on Lake Champlain. Plattsburgh, New York's right on Lake Champlain. It's the New York side of the Champy story. There's so much here. There's forts from the War of 1812 that still sit there to this day on Lake Champlain, and you can get access to them by boat. We have so much here. We just need to get the funding, and once we get the funding, dude, it's full bore. Like, we are going to town on paranormal, cryptid, UFOs, and all that.
Yeah, I mean, let's just give everyone a kind of a kind of where Jack lives, where Jack's talking about. We have the great what's the lake right there, the big one,
Lake Ontario.
Lake Ontario. We have the
Yep.
top right skimming. This whole what we're talking about skims the border of Canada, right? So we got border of Canada and this little band that we're talking about, the lake, and then we have Syracuse, and it takes an hour and a half to get here from Syracuse, and the fact that it's so difficult to get to, there's no highways that go there. It's depressed land. It's actually weird because it's right near the border. So really nothing's really built. There's no commerce, and that's a good thing for what we want because there's a lot of history preserved in the mountains, and the Adirondacks are right there, and that's 1 million acres or something, and there's not much stuff touched there. This whole area is very historical, and it's so ghosty. It's so good. I mean, I believe me, I've been everywhere. This is the best place I've ever been for paranormal.
I mean, it's a lot of fun up here. It really is. There's so much lore, and I'm about to share, guys, with you where we live.
Now, if you're looking for a job, you're out of luck. It's really depressed. It's a really it's a low income place. I mean, let's not paint this as a pretty place. It's not. It's a lot of houses are derelict. It's blight. There's a lot of blight around.
There's opportunities, but you have to have the connection. And if you don't have the connection, you're working on a Walmart dollar job. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I've worked all those jobs. But the economy up here is failing terribly. There's large factories that are moving out, and it goes back to this whole it's cursed land. So where I live is St. Lawrence County, which you can see at the top of New York. It's the large triangular shaped one. Then you have Franklin and Clinton. Now Clinton is where Plattsburgh, New York is, where the Air Force Base. Now, if you come down below St. Lawrence County to Jefferson County, that is where you have Watertown, New York. And Watertown is also over a little bit in Lewis County, just a corner of it. But Watertown is where the Underground Railroad came up through. There was a lot of stuff there as well.
So
you
you talk
also
about
have.
can you put your cursor on it or no? Just so
Can you?
talk.
I don't know if they can see my cursor. That's why I'm kind
No,
of
we can't.
giving them direction. I
Right.
think
So
I might be able to.
so really the upper right part and middle, up at those three areas there.
So there's stories all the way from Oswego County going over all the way to Washington County over by Saratoga. Now, Washington County over in that area is near where Whitehall, New York is, which is the Bigfoot capital of the eastern seaboard, basically, the northeastern seaboard at least. Of course, you have Maine and Portland, everything up there, but in New York, if you want to have a Bigfoot experience, you go to Whitehall and the Adirondack Park that's around that region. Now, there's 1,000,000 acres. The Adirondack Park is a part of Essex, Hamilton, St. Lawrence, Franklin, Lewis, Oneida, Herkimer, Fulton, Saratoga, Montgomery, Albany, Otsego, like all those counties, that big area that you see, it's basically right in the middle, and it's over 1,000,000 acres large. There's places that people haven't discovered. There's so much there. I mean, if I could literally talk to you for days about this, but
I
real
mean,
quick, I want to show you what the Adirondack Park looks like there. I want to give you guys a glimpse of what we could take you on, and that's the biggest thing for me. It's
right.
you guys come in here and you're like, we want to see what kind of experience could we experience? Where are we gonna go? And
Right.
it's
And
not.
the cell service is real bad here. The cell service
Mhm.
is real bad. We're going to be using a Starlink system. We're going to be getting up into these locations. No one goes doing anything. And that's what we're bringing to it. That's what I'm bringing to it with the adventure from my
Mhm.
time with Josh Gates. And now I'm bringing you, which is a local boy showing me what's up. It's going to be amazing.
Why'd you just make me sound like a local
Love it.
boy?
Love it. It's just up. Local boy done good. Jack Macy,
Okay.
ghost hunter. He's an antiquer, but on the side, he's a ghost hunter. Let's take a look.
Give him a good pat on the head, that local boy. But here,
That's
real
nice.
quick, let me show you guys what we got here real quick, just because
Where's
I
that
found a good
article that
page.
was sent on you? You have an article a local paper did on you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll bring that up real quick. Hold on. Let me just let me bring up this.
And then let's wrap it up because I got to get back to editing.
I know. There's no rest for the wicked, is there?
No, luckily I feel like a hermit lately. Oh my goodness.
So
There it is.
this is just a glimpse of the Adirondack State Park, guys. This is just a very small amount of the beauty that this place has.
Let's watch.
I mean, okay, so the Adirondacks is 6.1 million acres, not a million, 6.1,
Thank God for this
ranging
thing.
in northern New York State. The
Thank
highest
God.
peak, 46 peaks with the most elevation exceeding 4,000 feet, 3,000 lakes, established in 1892. And the reason that this story has validity to what we've been talking about, most of this Adirondack State Park was a good little chunk of it was owned by Joseph Bonaparte.
That's right.
Ended up buying it from James D. Leray Chamont. And now the town of Natural Bridge is where that resides. But let me bring up that
See,
article.
Napoleon needed to pull out he was losing where he was in Europe. They had to sell the whole Louisiana Purchase, this whole pretty much a third of the country, but in the middle, all the way up. Imagine if that went the other way. I mean, wow. History.
I mean, we could be speaking French up here at this point. I mean, that's really what it is. It's it could have been altering to our country. Let me just bring that up. I'm going to our page so I can find it quick.
Yeah. Still
What's that?
It still would have been messed up. It would mess it up.
I mean, that's what we do best.
It's one thing I learned about everywhere I've been in the world. Everywhere. So what's the best? Tell me your takeaway. When I say humans suck. We go everywhere and we ruin it. Every cool place, we ruin it. We ruined it before.
We
That's why
do.
we're looking at it. It's in the
And then we
jungle.
complain that it's ruined. So here it is. Messina paranormal investigator launches SVC, explores the unknown about folklore, history, and hauntings. Look at those two guys there. This is written by Adam Atkinson. Oxbow, an online show featuring the sites of local folklore, history, and hauntings, suspected cryptids, and other phenomenon, is gaining popularity. So this is just an article about.
We're gonna take that. I liked what he said. We're gonna take that. It was a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it just says right here, Vasey, a former videographer for Channel 7 covering Section 10 sports, has gathered following TikTok, doing paranormal investigations for the last few years, and has teamed up with Stone, who has worked as a director of photography and creator on programs such as Expedition Unknown, Destination Truth, Naked and Afraid, Finding Bigfoot, Expedition X, and Ghost Nation.
That's right.
So, I mean, it really just
great
shows
article.
you guys.
Good.
It is, absolutely.
We need that more. All right, let's.
Yes, you get back to work because you got a lot of stuff to do, and I'm going to be starting to help you soon. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's kick.
Yeah, and with this final words for me, let's do a shout out to all our fans. Thank you so much for being whoever you are. We don't care. We want obviously we want more, but the ones that are here first, the ones that really believe in us, we really appreciate you. And we're not going to stop. This ain't a thing. This is what I do. This is what Jack does, and this is what I do every day. Anyhow, I'm in the edit room. But now
I have to read this. I have to read this paranormal forecast like a forecaster. Ready? So my paranormal forecast this week shows a chance of Dogman over here on the western seaboard here, and then this Thursday we're gonna have a chance of alien sightings through the weekend. So make sure that you wear your tinfoil hats because you don't want them just taking it, guys. So, sorry, I had to say something. That was just a great, funny comment. I love, and that's what I love about this aspect for us as well.
Say it again with like a news like this up.
Oh, yeah. This just in, the paranormal forecast this week shows a chance of Dogman on the western seaboard, and we also have a chance for alien sightings coming up. Make sure you wear your tinfoil. Yeah, I already screwed it up. I had to go with it.
No, I want you to record it. I want to record it. So I want to, because I'm going to use it. Do it up. I'm going to use it for like.
I got to take the headphones off. Should I go the Princess Leia look? Okay, here we go. This just in, paranormal forecast this week shows a chance of Dogman throughout.
Hold on, one
Wait,
more.
What's that?
I interrupted
you. Okay. This just in, paranormal forecast this week shows a chance of Dogman on the western seaboard with a chance of aliens coming this weekend. Make sure you wear your tinfoil hats and protect yourself. Have a good weekend, folks.
That's good. Yeah, I'll open our.
Only for the win of the comment tonight. Tune in tomorrow for jellyfish aliens.
Oh my God, we should get a green screen and do this.
Oh my God, it would be hilarious.
It cuts you like leave camera, and then you show up, and then it's like you have a little button.
I need to go to the Salvation Army and get one of those 1970 tweed jackets and just get a bow tie, and I'll do the whole look, man. Let's go for it.
We should do this. Is an idea I want to do a TV show on. I'm going to ask you guys if it's a good idea, and I think we could do it with different boxes of people. It's called ETZ, not TMZ. Here's the pitch. It's called ETZ, not TMZ. ETZ, extraterrestrial zone. Okay, so same thing. Like we're Harvey, and we have a bunch of producers like, what do you got, Jack? And Jack's like, oh, I got a Dogman, this and that, another thing. And then one guy's a naysayer, and he's like, well, that does sound right, this and that. And it's weekly news about what's going on with UFOs, all that stuff, but it's done in the style of TMZ, which is real splashy and to the point. And Harvey's in control. He's doing it, and that would be us. Like, all right, you're next. What do you got? And then next up, kind of controlling it. It's good. It's good.
Dude, that's amazing. All I can think is, it's like tabloid things. Hey, guys, I just looked up over in Oklahoma, in this small town, some lady says that a Dogman took a Chihuahua. They said like things like that, but then you kind of go in to look to it. That's kind of cool. I like that idea.
The way you do it is each person gets tasked, find 5 stories. And, just get them ready. So when we ask, we send us the photos and so we can put them up. and we'll
Mhm.
produce it. We'll edit and kind of throw up the piece as you talk. That's what I work for TMZ. I
I
was an
like
editor.
that.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
you
know how
were?
to.
Oh, that's cool.
I was an editor for 8 months over there, and I'm like in the bullpen.
I mean, once we get enough funding and we're doing this full time, that is another thing to bring in. And then you have a website. I mean, so they not only get the show, but they get the website where they can read all the
ETZ,
articles.
ETZ, just like ETZ, just like
ETZ.
TMZ. They have a website. They have a magazine. They actually sell. They're actually break news, right? I mean,
ETZ. Extraterrestrial. What is it? Zone?
no, I'm not going to let you say because I'm going to get on GoDaddy right now. Make sure I got it. I got to go. Hey, I'll catch you guys later.
Okay. See you later, Evan. Oh my God, I love that guy. He's so great to work with. Me and him really are the ADHD ghost hunters. And yes, there will be a t-shirt of ADHD ghost hunters. We're already talking about it. Um, we have two people here, me and him, that are working so freaking hard, and it's hilarious some of the ideas that we come up with. And we're like, we'll just be sitting around. If there's so much footage that you guys haven't seen of us just driving the car, and of course, Evan's rule is always be filming, suction cups a GoPro, and it's just us chatting. And it was an instant connection, and that's what I love about working with them, because it's like working with my best friend. It is working with my best friend. It's not like it. It is. He's a great guy, so we appreciate it, Evan. Well, I think that's going to do it for the night, guys. Instagram, of course, went down because it's been over an hour. I just want to come over and say hi to everybody over here on TikTok. Sorry, guys, I haven't even been over here. It's been crazy. So let's say hi to everybody. We have Stephanie over here. Shar, how's it going? What is it? Is that resurrected? I think that's what they're typing. Can't see sometimes. Scarlett, how's it going? Western New York Cemeteries, good to see you. Oh, wait, they just typed something. Back in 1964, my dad and uncle saw Bigfoot run across the road in the Mammoth Cave area in Kentucky. Mammoth Cave area is definitely active for Bigfoot stuff. Um, Mama D, how's it going? Uh, I own a house in the Adirondack State Park. That's awesome. Hello from Kansas Paranormal Investigators. Come to Kansas. We have an amazing medium on our team in Kansas. That's awesome. Well, if we ever get out that way, we'll definitely hit you guys up. Step Brothers, yeah. SVTV. Ooh, ooh. Well, me and Evan will have talks on that, but that is a really, really freaking good idea. I like that idea. That's got a lot of potential. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe on our TikTok. You get entered in a giveaway. Subscribers only lives for our investigations, and we have a lot coming up because guess what? We are getting Starlink internet. We are going to locations that not everybody is able to go to. This is a huge step in the paranormal field. When these technologies start advancing, we're able to go to locations that we weren't able to go to before. And we're going to be able to go live. So TikTok, be a subscriber on there, because I'll tell you right now, when we go live and we're doing subscribers only lives and we're going to be out in these areas, it's going to be huge. Patreon, if you're not a subscriber there, get over there. There's behind the scenes stuff. There's episodes that you will not see coming out on YouTube. There's going to be images that you won't see out on social media. There's going to be stories that you haven't heard, and we're going to be giving you guys like special messages from Evan and I. So thank you to everybody for your support. If you're not able to subscribe, we still appreciate you. Don't feel like we don't. We love every single one of you guys. You are the fuel that fuels this fire that we have. And I'm excited for the future, guys. So thank you again for being here, and we will see you after the next episode, which not this Friday, next Friday will be the next episode over on YouTube. If you haven't checked out those videos, go click on it. Talk to you guys soon.